So we're going to talk about a couple things today. It's going to be a real quick little video. What we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of owning a laser table. We have a lot of customers that will be receiving our tables today and this week. So we want to kind of put out a video to kind of show you guys what you want to do and the things you don't want to do when you do own a laser table. So first things first. Once you unbox your laser machine and you put it together and you set it up, you're going to want to home the laser machine. Homing it basically sends it to its home position, and that's what you're going to do every time you start up this laser. Even years down the line, you're always going to home it first. After the homing situation happens, then there's going to be some do's and don'ts that you're going to want to do to make sure that you don't run into any problems. And so one of the major don'ts of a laser machine is you do not want moisture in the air. So what I mean by that is when you're doing cutting and you have either nitrogen or you're going to be using one of our air compressors, you're going to want to have dry air. Now with our air compressors, it's not going to be that big of a deal because you're going to be dealing with a dryer, and there's 2 filters on there that automatically has a 10 or a 5 minute disperse rate. So that's going to be fine. But with nitrogen, you're going to want to make sure you're getting it from a trusted source, and you need it dry. You do not want wet nitrogen or I can't think of the word, but you guys get the point. You don't want the nitrogen to be moist at all. You need dry air. And what that does is if you do not have dry air, you're going to run into the issue of basically destroying the lens on the laser. Now, a lot of people ask me, how long do consumables last on these laser machines? A lot of people are used to plasma machines. Plasma machines are going to go through consumables pretty much every day. You're going to go through a nozzle if you're working all day long. Not with the laser table. With a laser table, your consumables will last months. I mean, we have our demo machine here and we have the same consumables in there, the same lens, the same nozzles that we did when we got the machine almost 8 months ago. And that machine was just sold, and they're still using the same consumables. So consumables will last you a long time, but you have to follow these steps. So step number 2 is, and this is a do for sure, is if you're running with a compressor, you're going to want to make sure you have, you've let out all the moisture or purge the compressor. If you're running all day, let's say the laser table's running all day, then you're going to want to purge it at least every hour to hour and a half. So that means you're going to pause the machine, purge the tank, release all the moisture, and then close it back up and resume your cut. Now, with that being said, you also have another thing, dust. Dust is a major issue with lasers. It's very easy to solve, but if a dust goes up into the laser head and gets into the laser head and goes on the lens, and then you start cutting with the lens, then you're going to run into a lot of problems. It's going to burn the lens, and you're going to have to replace the lens. Now, the lenses are only $20. They're not very expensive. And that's another thing. Consumables are very, very cheap compared to plasma. You're talking about $15 a nozzle and $20 for lenses. So, and like I said, nozzles can last you for months. Now, what controls how long that nozzle is going to last you is if you're focusing your laser. And now when I say focus, I don't mean when you're cutting. It's focusing the laser when you change the nozzle to make sure that the laser is in the middle of that nozzle. So it's not really touching the nozzle, it's just going through that nozzle. As long as you do that, you're not going to run into destroying your nozzles or overheating your nozzles, which would cause them to go bad. So that's another Big important thing, you do not want dust anywhere near your machine. So the solution, very easy. You just put some tape over the nozzle. Every time you're done using it, put some tape over it and you're set to go. When you want to use it, take the tape off, run it, put the tape back on. You keep the dust out. And so those are really very important things that you guys are going to want to do with your machines. And it doesn't matter if it's an Eco machine, our Pro line, whatever series of machines, they are all working the same way. You do not want dust or moisture in them. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. I wanted to just come on here, touch base with you guys, make sure that you guys understand the do's and don'ts. And if you guys have questions, and this is for customers, upcoming customers, or anybody that just has questions, feel free to ask. You can text us. Our phone number is on our Instagram. You could message us on Instagram, and you can get a hold of us anyway. We're there. So if you have a question about your machine, even if you're not our customer, come ask. We'll help you out. But yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say for today. It was a quick video, kind of a rant, but it's a very important rant. And we'll see you guys soon, okay? Make sure to subscribe. Go to TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We're everywhere. Check out our website at rslasertechnology.com. And until next time, we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye. That's pretty good, right?